Welcome to Credit Unit 2, Module 3. In this module, we're going to be talking about teamwork and communication. Teamwork's all about how people work together to achieve more than they could on their own, and communication is the glue that holds people together. Organizations like to use teams because they have the potential to improve performance, both of the organization overall and of the individual people on the team. This doesn't mean teams always succeed, though. It's actually quite common for them to fail. But when they have the right people, goals, and leadership, teams can be a powerful tool. Teams are more than just mere groups of people because they have 5 specific characteristics. They work together towards specific goals, function interdependently, are stable, have some degree of authority, and operate in a social context. There are many types of teams and ways to set them up, and we'll be looking closer at a few different types, including manager-led teams, self-managing teams, cross-functional teams, and virtual teams. It may sound obvious, but in order for teamwork to work, the people involved have to work as a team. Generally, teams are most effective when members trust one another, mutually depend on each other, support each other, work well together, and enjoy being part of the team. Additionally, teams need to have group cohesiveness and often benefit from rotating leadership. On the flip side, teams often fail when there's unwillingness to cooperate, lack of managerial support, failure to delegate authority, and lack of cooperation. Every team requires 3 types of skills: technical skills, decision-making skills, and interpersonal skills. On some level, all members of the team will need to have all 3 of these skills, but teams are often assembled so that members have complementary skills. A team's primary goal is accomplishing their assigned task, but they should also focus on building and maintaining group cohesion, as this will allow the team to flourish in the long run. To effectively lead a team, you'll need to be able to influence them and build trust. There are any number of ways of doing this, but some of the best ways are by demonstrating integrity, being clear and consistent, generating positive energy, acknowledging common points of view, managing agreement and disagreement, encouraging and coaching, and sharing information. As I said before, communication is the glue that holds this all together. Communication is, at its core, the process of transferring information from a sender to a receiver. This sounds simple, but when you consider all the different methods and processes that could be involved, it mushrooms into a huge subject matter that overlaps psychology, sociology, technology, biology, anthropology, and many other fields. In business, good communication means that the right information is getting to the right people in the right form and at the right time. Businesses benefit from this because, among other things, problem solving is faster, decision making is better, potential problems are identified sooner, productivity increases, relationships are strengthened, marketing is more effective, company image is enhanced, employees are happier, and profits improve. Because communication is so integral to business and to our lives in general, we tend to categorize it into the different forms it takes and ways it flows. In an organization, communication can flow downward, upward, or lateral. This just means that communication can flow down the chain of command from supervisor to subordinate, up the chain of command from subordinate to supervisor, and laterally between those working on the same level. Communication networks can be formal, where the information exchanged and the channels used are part of the company protocol, or informal, where people exchange information through casual conversation. Companies also make a distinction between internal communication, which is only shared by those directly involved with the organization, and external communication, which involves one or more people or groups outside the organization. We'll also look at the 2 major barriers to good communication: cultural barriers, which are the result of people coming from different backgrounds and experiences, and functional barriers, which are the result of an organization's structure, making it difficult for information to be shared between those who need it. Finally, we'll look at some different forms of communication and some tips for mastering them. We'll talk about writing business emails, giving presentations, writing memos, and nonverbal communication. Communication is such an innate part of our lives that it's something we all understand. And yet, when we study it, we find that it's also something no one can ever fully understand. This module is just a brief introduction to communication in a business setting, but hopefully you'll finish it with a better appreciation of the aspects of communication many of us take for granted.
created using Powtoon.